what is your story with Upcycle? Let's start with that first.
Okay. So I grew up in Mumbai, and all my initial stage I have been in Mumbai, and then we moved to Dubai. Dubai was a very contrast city in that way, and the amount of plastic consumption really had started worrying me that this country has no, that way they did not think much about plastic consumption because everything was easily available. But that time I was not not involved so much because I thought this is how things are supposed to be in this part of the world. I didn't know that we could actually make any change. But in few years time, me and Batul is my partner, co-founder in Upcycle. We are friends for a long time, and we always used to talk about how wasteful supermarket visits are, because once you come home, I take out all my vegetables and throw away all the plastic in the bin. So looking at the bin always used to worry us, and we used to discuss what can we do something about it. And that thought was there at the back of the mind. And one day I just thought, I had some old bed sheets, I just I decided I will just make some produce bags and see if that works. So we did that, and I stitched it with hand. I didn't have machine at that time. I just stitched it with hand and I took it to the supermarket. So people were like, what is this? What are you doing? I said, no, I don't want to create any waste. So I'm just going to take the vegetables in this, if that's okay with you. So they said, no, we'll have to call a manager. They might not allow you to do this. So I said, okay, you call the manager. Let me talk to him. Let me tell him why I'm doing this, the thought behind it. Maybe he'll agree. They didn't expect that I will go and speak to the manager as well, but the manager came out and I told him, see, I don't want to waste your plastic rolls. It's good for you only. You're going to save some and nothing will end up in my bin. So he said, okay, let's give it a try. Why not? So that was a good starting point. Few supermarkets did not allow us at all, but few did. So once I was satisfied that the supermarkets are okay, then me and Batul discussed on how we can take this ahead, because our own plastic consumption reduced so much. Every week at least we go once, we at least have 15 bags. So in a month, 60 bags to ho hi jate har family ke, and we just keep on dumping it in the bin. So when we realize that when we can save 60 per month, why not try and encourage friends who can be thinking of some alternatives but don't know where to start with. So actually that is how Upcycle was born. That was the story behind it. Our first product was also cotton produced bags, and we did a lot of research. We tried with different materials. We tried with old clothes at home, we tried with new fabric, we tried with bleached, unbleached cotton, everything, and then we finally came to a conclusion where the vegetables should not dry off, they should not spoil inside the bag, the sticker should stay on it, and the supermarkets should allow. So all these criteria, when we were satisfied, we started Upcycle.
Wow.
That is how it went.
How come supermarkets were denying that? Like, what was their reasoning?
Their reason was because they can't see what is inside. So maybe, they put a tag of, maybe I take a kg of tomatoes, they put a tag of 1 kg, the sticker, and what if I go up back and put some more inside? So, they can't see, or they can't. So initially what they used to do is, where the produce bag string is, they used to put the sticker on the string so that I can't open it later. So that's how initially they were a little reluctant, only because it was something new and they have never tried it. But over a few years, we have seen that the way has changed a lot, and we are now we go without any fear. We take our containers everywhere. Even if we want to buy hummus from Spinneys, we take our container and we tell them to put in that. So everything is acceptable now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think that like the people around you, your support system, had a big role to play when you were trying to actually launch this brand off the ground and actually make it like an official thing and not just, between you and your friend?
Some people were. Some people had not given thought to this at all. So we used to get questions from people as to why we are doing it. Why should we buy cotton produced bags for a charge of whatever? We started, in fact, at 3 and 4 dirhams per bag. It was very cheap. But the question was, why should we buy this when we are getting a plastic bag for free? So the education behind it took a major part. Like, we had to convince them a lot to shift, because they were not aware that plastic is creating such a big problem. And people, I don't think, if they are conscious enough, they don't read about it, they don't look into that area. So people are not aware as much. But few people who were readily accepted it. Like first few of our customers, I should say, or friends, they were like, yeah, it's nice. We can save plastic. It's the best thing to happen. But I think this is more of a mindset change, and it takes a very long time for people to get convinced.
What about like your family? What was their reaction to this when you were like, I want to do this?
My family was on board, thankfully, and my husband is also quite supportive. He's like, no, everybody has been carrying their own water bottles as long as we have stepped out. I don't think we have bought any plastic bottle in the last 10 years, I can say. Because if we go to supermarket, if we go for a movie also, we carry our own. I carry that mug, so in case my kids want to have some drink, we tell them to put the drink in that instead of buying And I also have a box. Funny it might seem, I also have a box for nachos because movies are not complete without that. So we carry that also, and we tell them to put it in that. So we can avoid the waste. And if initially they were like, okay, if we are okay to do the change, but we don't want to go and talk to the manager. If you are ready to talk, we are ready to do it. I said that's fine. So first few times when we went to the theatre, I had to really wait in the queue. People behind me were pissed that I was taking so much time. But I called the manager. I told him, explained them. He said. He got frustrated. Actually, he said, okay, do it. But it's okay, a win is a win. So I was happy with that. So my family actually in the start were also never discouraging, and they were always okay with this idea. And they knew that if they have to go to supermarket and if we don't have a bag, we can't shop, or you get everything in their hand. You can't ever take a shopping plastic bag.
And everybody believes that.
Everybody does that, yes.
Wow.
Yes. All four of us.
Even your kids have the same mindset.
Yes, they do. They have changed over the time. Initially, of course, they were not. And when they go out on their own, sometimes if they're playing sports and all, if they don't have something with them, they'll end up buying. But I would say 90% of the times, at least, we are all doing whatever bit we can. Yeah.
I feel like in my house, whenever we do so much online grocery shopping now, and everything's plastic.
That's true.
They even add extra ice bags that are fully plastic.
Exactly, just to keep it
cold and everything. So there's like the plastic has exponentially increased the more that especially our city develops.
That's true.
And I just even I have the thought that this is insane. Like just because I want to order groceries, I'm involving myself in so much environmental harm.
Yeah.
But then the thought also comes that what do I do about it? Because the convenience is so overpowering.
I agree. There is a solution to this. That's what we do. So I have local supermarkets here. One supermarket here is Greenbelt or Green Park supermarket, which is close to our house. And obviously it's not possible every time to step out and get your groceries. So same, I spoke to the manager. I told him that this is my requirement. Is it possible that you get everything what I order in a cotton bag? I will take the contents, keep it inside and return the bag to you. He said, yeah, why not? Let me give it a try. So they have an app of Green Park supermarket, and just have to add in the remarks, no plastic bag. That's it. They will get everything in cotton bag. You just empty the contents in your house and give him the bag. So no plastic there also. Even for vegetables, if I write, please don't put my onions in plastic bag, he will send it loose. Everything is loose. So you just take it and return the bag to him. So that way, I think if you just have to be a little more open to going and talking to the people who are concerned and who can make a change, I think it's possible.
Wow.
Yes.
I never even thought that was a possibility.
Yeah. So once I knew this, in fact, we have a huge community in the Seda Villas. I had put it up in our group as well. Whoever wants to go plastic free, go for this app and just in the remarks section, if you write no plastic bags, it's done. So now they know us. People. There are very few people, but there are people who have made that change. Yes.
That's amazing. So just you being so sure in yourself makes others around you also feel that they can try.
They can try. Yeah. That's a good thing. Yeah.
I feel like the whole time, the idea of being environmentally conscious was just a no-brainer to you. It was just I have to do this because there's no other option.
That's true.
It's just the idea of how to propagate it and how to turn it into a business and monetize it and everything.
Right. Business actually came little later. First thing was to believe that we could actually do things, because otherwise there is, till you start following things, it's very difficult to tell others why we are doing it, or if there is no passion behind it, I think the business doesn't run.
Will not work.
So yes, so this this was very important that we as a family or even as a person I take these steps, because only then I think if you practice, it's fair to advise people to do something. Yeah. So later on, we also conduct zero waste workshops where these small changes like what I've told you now, supermarket change or going with your own bags, even that doesn't come to people easily. So we started conducting workshops where we educate them that these are some small steps. At least, maybe 10 bags per month you can save. Start with that. Yeah.
Wow. Where do you inform people about these workshops?
We put it on our social media platforms like Instagram and WhatsApp, mostly through word of mouth also. And we attend few networking events, so we also tell them and that we announce it there when our next workshop is going to be.
Okay, we will put the socials on here.
Sure.
So that you guys can also follow along, and if you want to attend one of the workshops, because I am definitely very inspired to take action.
Yeah.
Because you are speaking the voice of the very silent voice that's always been in my head, but
Okay.
I was always I can't make a change. I can't. That's the excuse that we always have, that we can't do it, but we can always do it.
We can. There are some changes which just you have to think of alternatives. I have seen that there is always a reusable option available.
Yeah.
You just have to think hard on it. For example, when you go to restaurants, what do you do? The food is left over, what do? You just pack it and get it home.
Yeah.
So whenever we go to restaurant, I always have a sort of a 3-layer tiffin box with me. So whatever is left, I just pack it in that and come home. So you can avoid it there also. So there are a lot of places where you can avoid your plastic consumption, because at the end we don't want food also to be wasted. Everything, all these resources are important, and we shouldn't be wasting anything. Yeah.
Wow. So, for you, as a person, does the business side of it make you more passionate, energize you more? If thinking about your sales and coming up with new ideas, and making sure that the efficiency of your products is top notch, or is it the workshop side and spreading awareness to other people and talking to people about it? Which one do you think holds more leverage for you internally?
I think now business, because we have realized over the time, we both, me and Batul, are very passionate about the topic, and we try and convince people, but not everybody is still on board. People are still reluctant to attend the workshops. If it is happening free, they attend it. It has not yet sunk into them that this is something important and they need to do it. Even if we charge, say, 50 dirhams for a workshop, people have taken a backstage. So in a way, me and Batul had got a little disappointed that we are trying our best to make people, to create more awareness, to reach out to more people, but I don't think we have been able to reach out to as many as we want. But through business, actually, we get a wider channel. When we are attending meets, or when we have our pop-up markets, there are a lot of people coming on our stalls. So when you try and explain them the products, what is the use of these, how many plastic bags you're saving, that is when probably they understand better. So I think business side is drives me more nowadays.
Okay,
yes.
so because it's a chance for you to connect with people.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about content creation as a form of you telling your story on social media, in front of the camera?
Yeah, we do share how we started, or what happens, why. We even share few things when there are sometimes people come to us that we want to buy a gift, we want to buy a sustainable gift, then they tell us their price range and their sort of who are they taking it for, so we advise them on the products we have. So we try and put that also on social media, showing that simple changes can be made. These gifts can be given to any age group. So people have to just think that eco-friendly is a new way. It's not something that it should be a part of their thinking process. So we try and educate them that anytime you're going, even for example, you're going for a housewarming party, or if you're going to somebody's house for even iftar, if you want to carry something small, instead of carrying sweets, because nowadays most of the times people, if it is homemade, I agree, but if you're just going to buy from outside, you waste a box, then the sweets are also not, people eat less sweets. So why not give them something which is more meaningful and which will stay with them? So I think, making that change is important for people. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You bring up the idea of during the holidays, during Diwali and stuff.
Yes.
we get like 5 boxes of sweets from people and we cannot finish it.
Yeah.
And you know, my parents are always like, you know, go send it to your friends, go give, but how much will my friends give? And I don't have a lot of friends. So I can't keep giving it away. And kuch na kuch ho hi jata hai waste.
Yes. So, definitely. So you don't feel good about it, right? I'm sure even as a person, even you don't feel good about throwing it away or, you know, not consuming it. So I feel instead of that, if people change their mindset a little and think about giving gifts which last longer or which are more eco-friendly and which you're avoiding, you know, all the, even the packaging, like other than the sweets inside, the packaging is something which really puts me off. It's like all in plastic, or they make a big hamper out of it.
They laminate the cardboard with more plastic. And nobody likes them because it's hard to open.
And what happens to it? You just throw it away. You don't do anything.
Of course. Every room has a trash can just so you can keep putting the plastic into it.
True. That really puts me off. Like, it's something which, you know, we try and do before Diwali, or we try to conduct our workshops before Diwali, so people are a little more conscious about their gifts. Or even when you host a party, for example, I've taken up the topic of Diwali, I would like to say that when you are hosting a Diwali party, a lot of times we go to each other's place. What happens is at a place, at a counter, they have kept all those small plastic bottles or disposables because that is just convenient. But you can make a change on that as well. Like I've been hosting Diwali parties for like last 6-7 years, and all the friends who come to me also know now. I have a big sort of water can. I have kept reusable glasses. You can use, wash, reuse again. Plus the cutlery. If you are anyway going to order food, you can always tell them that get extra cutlery which you can wash and reuse. I don't want any waste. So they do listen. It's just that we have to be vocal about it. We shouldn't think about convenience. We can also think of a reusable option and make it do. Yeah. Yes.
Literally applies to every single aspect of your
life.
Yes.
I think
it's not just your life. It's like when you're hosting and there's other people involved. Instead of having like a huge trash can and everyone's just like dumping.
Right. Yeah, it's so inconvenient. Think about it. You just, you know, you eat and you throw. 20 coming, but only 3-4 survive, kind of.
Wow.
If you see इतने दिखेंगे, if you actually go and see, बहुत ज़्यादा आते फिर उसके ऊपर भी आ गए ना. So this is the cotton I was talking about.
What?
इतना गिरा भी है नीचे. If you want to grow, you can just take this, put the seeds and grow.
Oh my god.
So my mother-in-law is here ना, तो वो क्या करते हैं, हम लोग दिए लगाते हैं ना.
हाँ.
So she does this for the.
You know, I have never seen a cotton plant in my life. In my life.
It was like, because I need space for other things, he has trimmed it off, otherwise it was too much.
Wow. This is trimmed, so it was even bigger than this.
पहली बार कॉटन देख रही है. है किधर के आपके?
मैं खुद निकाल लेती हूँ वैसे.
ठीक है. आप ग्रो बैग दे दो मुझे बाहर. ग्रो बैग ही दे दो. He has made, because
I cannot believe this is happening right now. I just saw a basil plant, a dill plant, and a spinach plant, and a bunch of vegetables that I've grown up eating. And she's growing them out here. I did not even know that you could grow stuff in Dubai.